Very welcome along to this evening's late night agenda. Doesn't really make sense, that, does it? This evening's late night agenda. But you know where I'm coming from. You are very welcome along. I'm not late. Abdullah. Always complaining that I'm late. I'm here. I've been here since 5 to my man. I was just getting ready, making sure everything was good to go. It's never a late field agenda when it's just me. I'm always on time, my man. Always. Look, ladies and gentlemen, last quick ad read. Christmas is coming. You know the story. Manscaped have got everything that you need. Get yourself over there. WFM20, 20% off and free shipping. They've released a fragrance now as well, by the way. A fragrance, yes. So look, there you go. Manscaped, go over, have a little shop, look at the sale. Maybe a late Christmas present, maybe an early New Year's present. Up to you. Anyway, let's get stuck into it. Where are we? How are we? I hope that we're all well. Nice to see you in the chat, folks. Nice to see you. I do like reading the comments and the likes of Dan Wilson there. Haaland, stream on for fuck's sake. Mate, I don't write these headlines. Not me. Don't be having a pop at me. Again, free to talk about whatever you want to talk about. We'll talk about what the headline of the title of the stream is about, of course. We'll talk about the Mohamed Salah contract situation, and i.e. the fact that he may want to bring in another striker. We will, of course, talk about that one. I'll be here later tonight as well with Paddy and Chris. We're going to be doing a late night news show, 8:45 tonight. We'll go through everything in that one as well. And we have to check Chris, because Chris promised he'd learn the words to Fairy Tale of New York, and I will be quizzing his ass on that one tonight as well. So how are we? Nice to see you all in the chat. Nice to see you. Appreciate you coming in. And yeah, happy Christmas to you all, if I haven't told it already. And again, WFM20, 20% off, free shipping, manscaped.com. Manscaped.com. I feel like that's been robbed from somewhere else, probably, but yeah. So what do we want to start off with tonight, ladies and gentlemen? Will we go with the Mohamed Salah stuff? Because if we do it now, people are going to come in 10 or 15 minutes and ask me to repeat it. So probably best holding off. Now, let me give you a bit of good news first, because, you know, it's the time of the year where we're not getting much of that. We're not getting much good news. But the good news is that there have been no extra new positive COVID cases in Liverpool's last round of testing. Pep Linders was doing a press conference today, and it's just the players that have already been ruled out. So we know Hendo had a cold, as an example. Fabinho, Virgil van Dijk, Curtis Jones, Thiago Alcantara, they've all been ruled out with COVID and will miss the game tomorrow as well. But no new results as of yet, which is great. That's good news. So, you know, we hope the lads get back to full health soon. Again, people are going to ask me about Harvey Elliott. Just reading something James Pearce wrote earlier on, said that he's on track for to be back in January. Now, when exactly in January, I don't know, but the rehab program was 4 or 5 months apparently for him. So that'll be a little boost coming into the new year as well. Big game tomorrow night, and look, like all of you, I'm frantically searching to make sure that the game is going ahead. Just a reminder, by the way, for those who want to join for the watch along tomorrow, we'll be doing it on Twitch. So make sure that you download Twitch, give Anfield Agenda a follow on there. There is a link to Twitch in the description of the stream, by the way, if you want to go over there and give us a follow, because it's the one game we're going to be doing. It's a League Cup game. It's not on telly in the UK and Ireland, so many of you are going to ask me how you can watch the game. You know how at this point, get yourself a VPN, R1 will be Surfshark, that's what we use, and get yourself a DAZN Canada subscription, and that's how you can watch the game. Or you can just join us on Twitch as well. Connor's just put the Twitch link into the chat there now, so absolutely have at it. Right, so look, I think, have we waited long enough for the stragglers to come in before we talk about Mohamed Salah? And yes, my man, of course I will explain the title of the stream, no problem whatsoever. I just want to do it once. So I'm just waiting for people to come in before we go through. And because, I know if I was watching a stream and they had to keep repeating it, it would annoy me. So we'll give it a minute or two, and I promise you, I won't hide away from it. Connor probably did wind a few people up throwing Haaland on the thumbnail. And like you, I'm as surprised as anybody when I see the thumbnails, because I've got nothing to do with them. Connor will ask me what I want for a headline title, all right? And I'll give him a few options, and he'll run with one, and he'll put the straight thumbnail in. But I love the way people give me the credit for it, because I couldn't do a thumbnail. You mad? I wouldn't know how to work it. Right, so Tom Ward, welcome, mate. Newest member to Anfield Agenda FC. Lovely to have you in. Merry Christmas to you, buddy, but thank you for becoming a member. You can see, have a look at the community tab, Tom, and you'll find the Discord link in there, dude. Although I think, have you already been a member? I can't tell what colour the badge is, whether it's gold or bronze, but either way, yeah, just have a look, mate, on the community tab on the YouTube channel, and you'll see the link there. I'll make sure Connor refreshes it for you. I'm good, Ross. I'm good, Maximus. Nice to see you in as well. RSH. I love that he was defending me, by the way. He was defending me earlier on when somebody said, Haaland, dream on! And he was saying, Craig's not saying we're going to sign Haaland. I love that, mate. I love that you've got my back when I'm not here. What have we got? Is it one ticket on a phone, or can I use multiple tickets on one phone? I don't know what that's about, Daniel. Sorry, mate. I haven't got a clue what that's about. So we did see that Wales is going to be going behind closed doors for sporting activities from Boxing Day. And I think up in Scotland, I know for the Old Firm, they're limiting it to 500. But as of right now, from what I've been told, there are no plans for an imminent closure of events in England. So no immediate plans for Premier League games to go behind closed doors. This will, of course, be a moving thing that will depend on how the cases go. But look, as of right now, we have Wales going behind closed doors, Scotland limit numbers, but in the UK, or in England, I should get this right, in England, still no plans to go behind closed doors. Right, I feel like we've waited long enough now. We ready? We get into it. We talk Salah? Let's go. Right, Mohamed Salah, here we go. Let's bring this up. Right, so a lot of you are going to be wondering what the hell the title's about, what I'm waffling on about. But let me just give you this. And again, reiterate, comes from an article. So this is from Sky Germany. And Sky Germany have stated, and I don't like using the word demand and Mohamed Salah in any sentence, because to me, Mohamed Salah is not a man who would demand anything. He will ask, he will give his opinion, but he's too nice of a human being to be going throwing away his weight around saying, I demand this. So I don't like that word with Mo. But anyway, they say that Mohamed Salah demands Liverpool sign a striker. Then they go on to say, with Erling Haaland linked. Now, I don't think we're going to sign Erling Haaland. I'm very, very, very much being consistent on this one. But Liverpool continue to be linked with the player. Not from us. Not from anybody I've seen, really, but, you know, while he's still available for that 75 million, his name's going to be bandied around loads of clubs. But let's just concentrate. We'll park up the Haaland stuff, because most of us don't believe there's any truth to that. But let's just concentrate on the part that Salah might want Liverpool to bring in the new striker. So they go on to say, according to Sky Germany, Liverpool, along with Paris Saint-Germain, Real Madrid, Manchester City, are the front runners to sign the Norway international next summer. We're not going to sign Haaland. I'd be astonished if we do. But there is some truth, perhaps, to what's said in the article. So it's been widely reported that Haaland will have a 75 million release clause in his contract, blah, blah, blah. But the report in Germany states that it's been claimed that Mohamed Salah has demanded that Liverpool sign a new forward as part of his contract negotiation. So let's just run with that part, because that's the potentially realistic part. So I can understand it. I've got this. I can understand it, because right now Mohamed Salah is our talisman. And there'll be two sides to this story. There'll be some people in the chat who will be scratching their head going, why would Mohamed Salah want Liverpool to bring in somebody who may take the limelight away from him and may decrease the amount of goals he scored? Whereas another group of people in the chat might say he wants some help. He can't do it all himself. You know, having another target for defenders to be focused on might free up a bit more space for him. And I'd probably be in that camp, if I'm being honest with you. Because yes, forwards want to score. Yes, forwards are inherently selfish. But the ethos of the way we play, it's part of a team, it's part of a group, it's for the greater good. And I can see some sense in Mohamed Salah perhaps looking and thinking, I'd like an actual forward in there, a centre forward, a number 9. Now, does he have enough clout to demand that from the club? Perhaps. Right now, the way he's playing, the goals that he's putting up. Now, as I say, I don't like to think of Mo demanding anything. He doesn't strike me as that type of person. But I can imagine a conversation where he sat down perhaps with Jurgen Klopp, where he sat down with his representatives and he said, maybe bring somebody in to help take the weight off myself. Maybe bring somebody in to act as a bit more of a diversion for myself and Sadio. So I can understand that. I really can. But I want to know what you guys think about it, as always, because my opinion is just that, my opinion. But I like to get a general consensus on these things, which is why we bring the topics up. So if that is one of the things that may be holding up his contract negotiations, I don't know. But we did hear Kloppo yesterday, and I was very relieved to hear this, say that he's not worried. You know, these things take time. And once it gets resolved, and it's resolved positively for all parties, then he doesn't care how long it takes. So that's fine. I've no issues with that either. Right, let's get into the comments. What about City, Real and Barca? This is fake news. Again, Craig, am not saying that Liverpool are going to sign Erling Haaland. Made that very fucking clear, my man. What I'm saying is, I can imagine part of this story having some truth to it. So I can imagine Mohamed Salah maybe saying, all right, let's bring in another striker. Let's share the goals around a little bit, take a bit of the pressure off myself. Because let's be honest, if Mo doesn't show up for us or Mo has a quiet game, sometimes we can struggle to score goals. That's a fact. But I mean, is any of us going to argue if we bring in another goal scorer? Not me. Certainly not me. And I know you guys wouldn't either. I mean, we need another attacker one way or the other. So whether it's a wide attacker or a centre forward, I don't think any of us are going to complain. So look, for me, if I'm putting money where Erling Haaland goes, I'd be putting that money straight to Manchester City. If I had to put 50 quid on a bet right now where Haaland ends up, as scary as it sounds, I put my money to Manchester City. So if you are just reading the headline and coming in to have a little bitch, I've got no fucking time for you. If you want to come in and have a conversation with us about it, happy days, have a way. With a new striker, he could get goals as well as assists, said Yash, yeah, and it gives us another option. Gives Jurgen Klopp a much needed option, because Divock Origi has been doing well this season, nobody will doubt that, but he's injured at the minute, unfortunately. We have the AFCON coming up, and I don't think the AFCON in itself will be enough of a reason for Liverpool to go out and buy a player for the sake of 2 or 3 games. It'll certainly hamper us while the lads are away, but I think in the grand scheme of things, we need another attacking option, another high-caliber attacking option. Now, whether that is a Rafinha in a wide area or somebody to the centre, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But I am intrigued by it, because I wondered, when I heard about Mohamed Salah negotiating his new contract, I mean, the first thing that came into my head was, will he be looking at the manager's contract situation as one that he won't want some certainty on or some surety on? Because, you know, if he's signing on for another 5 years at the club, say another 4 years at the club, that'll tie Mo Salah down to 2025, something like that. And we know Klopp's contract runs to 2024. So will he want some stability on that? Will he be looking to get some to kind of put the feelers out to the club about who may come in after Klopp? Or would it be a situation like we're speaking about here, where perhaps he just wants some reassurances that the club will invest in the playing squad and will continue to try and make sure that we're not just qualifying for Champions League, but we're looking to win stuff? And I know that sounds like it's maybe a small detail, but I can understand why a player would want to have assurances that the club are going to continue to push forward and not going to sit in their laurels or rest on their laurels. So, yeah, I mean, that I've got no issues with. Erahan, welcome to Anfield Agenda FC, my man. Really appreciate you becoming a member. Thank you so much for the support. Ronaldinho Goat, thank you for the super chat. Said Salah edging towards Goat status. He adores Liverpool. I'm not arguing with you at all. I mean, yes, on both of them. I do feel like you're right. He is edging towards the real pantheon of Liverpool greats, the Dalglishs, the Gerrards. And with regard to him loving Liverpool, I think you're right. I get that feeling as well, that he doesn't really have any inclination to want to move away. But I can understand the player of his calibre, a player of his stature in the game, just wanting a little few reassurances, or just, you know, making sure that he's not going to sign on a contract and that the club are just going to go, well, that's it, we've got Mo tied up, let's rely on him for the next 3 or 4 years. So that makes perfect sense to me. Joker AER said, I want Vlahovic at Liverpool. I'm not convinced by Dusan Vlahovic at Liverpool. I'm not saying he's not a good footballer, but I've seen a link for Spurs and Antonio Conte with him. And that makes sense to me, because I can see him playing in an Antonio Conte system. Also being linked heavily in the last week or so with Newcastle to Vlahovic. Now, I don't know if he would deem Newcastle an attractive proposition, and I don't know if maybe Newcastle will be able to turn his head with a shitload of money. But for me, what I've seen, don't think he fits into the Liverpool way of playing. And at 80 million quid, which is apparently the price tag, 80 million euro, I'd say there's better value to be had out there personally. But there are a lot of people who love Vlahovic, and I will be openly honest and say I've probably watched them play, taken into account as internationals, 8 games max. And even at 8 games, I'm probably glossing over a few games where I've just, you know, kept an eye on him and not really followed the game. So yeah, no doubts about his calibre as a player, just don't know if he fits in the system that we currently play. Whereas I could look at Antonio Conte and Spurs and go, yeah, okay, if Kane moves on, I can see how Vlahovic would go into that system. Do I want Haaland to join Liverpool? Well, look, Martin, I don't think you will find a football fan in Europe that wouldn't want Erling Haaland at their club. But I'm realistic enough to know he's not going to join Liverpool. I mean, we won't be able to throw around the amount of money for his agent and in wages that he'll probably be able to command elsewhere. So would I like him at Liverpool? Yeah. Do I think he'll come to Liverpool? No, not at all. As amazing as he would be, I do think he ends up at Manchester City, if I'm being entirely frank and honest about it. Salah to Newcastle. For what? A holiday? A long weekend? Because certainly he won't be to play football. Mohamed Salah is not going to want to go and play in a relegation battle with Newcastle United, mate. Mohamed Salah is already adored by the best football club and the best set of fans in the world. So Newcastle can keep their eyes off Mohamed Salah because he ain't going anywhere. Yeah, I know he plays for Fiorentina and I know he's the leading goal scorer in Serie A, but let me just put this back to you, Dave. Really, honestly, sincerely. Serie A is shit. So can we just park that? Like, we can't have the conversation about Vlahovic doing bits and Fiorentina and blah, blah, blah. Serie A shit. So we need to put that out there first and foremost. It is a piss weak league at the minute. Like, a ravaged Inter Milan are currently top of Serie A, who've had their best player taken away from them. So, yeah, I mean, not my cup of tea, Vlahovic, in our system. But look, at the end of the day, it's not my opinion that matters. It's Jurgen Klopp, Pep Linders, Kravic, and the recruitment staff. But ask yourself this in all honesty. Do you see Liverpool paying €80 million for Vlahovic? Because I don't. I really don't. Federico Chiesa. Now, I can get on board that bus. I'm 100% on board that with Mervyn. Federico Chiesa, I'll be all on. No problem. 100%. No arguments. And I know he's playing in a shit La Liga or shit Serie A, like I just said, but you can tell, you can look at Federico Chiesa and go, yeah, okay, see where he fits into the way we play. And I'd love it. I would absolutely love Chiesa. 100% love him. But I can't get away from the comments of his father from speaking about at the age he's in right now that he thinks that he's in the right place in Italy to continue to develop. So maybe another season there perhaps, unless somebody comes in. But would I have him at Liverpool? 100%. Would love Saint-Maximin. Again though, I don't know. Like, him and Adama Traore have been the two names bandied about over the past 2 or 3 years because of their really direct, pacey, attacking running. And both have something about them, no doubt. But I don't know if they would have enough discipline to play the way Jurgen Klopp wants to play. I don't mean discipline as in picking up yellows and reds. I mean tactical discipline, defensive awareness. And I love Saint-Maximin. I mean, as a footballer and as a guy, he just seems like a really lovely fella. Gets you up off your seat every time he touches the ball, definitely. But again, we're talking about a club now in Newcastle who are looking to stay in the Premier League, a club who are looking to push on after that, and they won't be looking to get rid of their best players. And Saint-Maximin is probably their best player. So, yeah, I think we can rule that one out. Do I think FSG even keep up with their results? I would, God, yeah, geez, I'd like to imagine so, Aidan. I would. Yeah, that would be, imagine owning a football club, and I don't know, I'm sure that somebody keeps them abreast of the situation at Liverpool, but yeah, do they keep up with our results? I mean, I've seen Linda post after our results. I would imagine she certainly does, but yeah, I'd imagine so. God, it'd be weird, wouldn't it? If you owned a football club like that, you didn't keep up with results. That'd be a mad one, all right. Hayden said, Craig, we're not going to sign Vlahovic. We probably wouldn't want to sign Bellingham for the same price. There's more to Bellingham, though, as in he's English, homegrown, and a position that we love adoring somebody in. So Steven Gerrard, you know, that type of thing. But look, even at that, I don't see anything happening with Bellingham for at least 18 months. And by that, I mean anywhere, whether it be Liverpool or even, you know, Dortmund looking to perhaps move him on. It won't be this summer. Not if they're going to lose Haaland. Rafinha is such a baller. He is. He's very good. And I love the links to Rafinha. Seen Deco actually at the last game. So I wonder is Deco over to... Deco being part of his agency. I wonder if he was over to maybe have a chat Because look, Leeds aren't in a great place at the minute. I wonder how much credit Bielsa still has in the bank, and it's just the price tag in January, or the price tag that we were quoted for him was about £60 million. But I do like Rafinha, and you can easily see how we could utilise his talents. Aidan said, I'm just thinking to myself now, maybe that's why we don't realise how much depth we need, because we just wait till the end of the season to judge. Look, I like to think that there's some succession planning going on at Liverpool. So we know we've got some players who are at the latter stages of the career. And there are some great talents. I mean, just today, who was it again? Just want to check one thing. Yeah, so Harvey Blair, another exciting youngster of the club, he signed a contract today, is a new contract with the club. So, yeah, we got to keep an eye on the younger players as well. So we know that we have Musialowski coming through. And look, we've got Harvey Elliott to come back. So I would like to think that the club look forward and think, all right, players are getting a bit older. And something has to happen with the front three. Something has to happen, because as much as we keep kind of glossing over it, the front three all have 18 months left. So Firmino, Salah, Mane, and there's been zero talk that I've seen around extending Mane and Bobby Firmino's contract yet. Zero. Everything has been focused on Mo. So I don't know what happens there. Something has to give. And I can see a situation where we sell one of them in the summer rather than let them run down the contract and leave for free. Although we have seen that Liverpool aren't afraid to let players run their contracts down and leave for free, with Emre Can, Gini Wijnaldum. So, yeah, look, we'll have to wait and see. If Haaland joins United, I don't think he will join United, you know. I mean, look, the worrying thing about that is United certainly have the money to make that move possible. And they certainly would be a club that I could see paying Mino Raiola the ungodly amount of money that Mino Raiola often asks for. So from that perspective, look, Manchester United are in a different league to us financially. They are. We can't gloss over this fact. Manchester United and Real Madrid are the two behemoths, the two cash-generating money football clubs that can blow many others out of the water. And it's just going to be a matter of if Haaland believes in the sporting project there at Manchester United. And look, would he go in there not knowing who the manager's going to be? You know, because we know Ralph Rangnick's there for 6 months. So, I don't know. We'll wait and see. But hopefully he does. Well, look, I'd rather him probably at United than Manchester City. God, that's a weird thing to say. Yeah, that's a weird thing. I don't actually know if I would now that I've just uttered the words out of my gob. Yeah. Oh, God, I don't know. I don't want him in the Premier League if he's not playing for us. Let's be quite frank about it. I wonder if we're going to see Craig Houlden. Is Craig Gordon's not injured? Is he? It's like, have we got a chance of seeing him playing tomorrow night? Because I wouldn't mind seeing him again. Again, just a reminder, tomorrow night we will be doing a watch along of the Leicester League Cup game, but on Twitch. Not on YouTube. We'll do the build-up show on YouTube, but we'll then be going over to Twitch. So there is a link in the description for Twitch, or just download Twitch and search Anfield Agenda and give us a follow over there and turn the notifications on. Yash said, Craig, any links to Tielemans? Not new ones, no, but that's a deal that makes sense. That makes sense. That makes sense from a financial standpoint. It makes sense from him being used to the Premier League, and it makes sense with the type of player that he is, like a pressing machine in midfield. So I would happily have Yuri Tielemans at Liverpool, 100%. Craig Gordon is fit, nice. Then we'll probably see him tomorrow. Wolves fan said, any Liverpool fans thinking how lucky Liverpool were because Kane wasn't sent off? Conte would put 10 men behind a wall, lose a game 1-0. Okay. It doesn't matter. It doesn't really play into the fact he should have been sent off. He should have been. But okay, we move on. Any news linking us to Barella? No, nothing new, Ian. He's actually going to be ruled out of the games against us in the Champions League because he's suspended, which is a bonus for us because he's a good footballer. Big Dave said I would love Christian Pulisic, as would I, mate. I mean, I've been banging on about Pulisic for years before he went to Chelsea, but I think that ship has now sailed. But Gio Reyna is one to keep an eye on for the future. Liverpool, and I know Jurgen Klopp is a big fan of Gio Reyna, so definitely worth keeping an eye on him at some point down the line. Craig, other than Bellingham, what other player would you like us to sign? Tielemans. If we're talking about a midfielder, Tielemans. Because I think there's a bargain to be had there. He's refused a new contract that Leicester put on the table for him. Harvey Barnes signed one, but Tielemans hasn't signed it yet. And as the season goes on and Leicester look less and less likely to be playing Champions League football next season, usually I would say Leicester aren't the club that I think are ideal to deal with, not because they're a bad club in any way. They're a lovely club and they run really well, but they demand top dollar for their players and they usually hold out till they get it. But with the Tielemans contract the way it is, I wonder will they be looking to perhaps cash in rather than let the player run down his contract? Because if he's not going to sign a new deal, I'd have him happily. Rafinha, happily have him. I'd take Jared Bowen, if I'm being honest with you. I think he could do a lot and develop really well under Jurgen Klopp. Still looking to see how well Pedro Neto comes back from injury and how well he recovers between now and the end of the season, because I've always liked Pedro Neto as a player as well. But if I was to say the two most likely players, I'll push it out to three. If I'm talking about players that we may sign between now and the end of the next summer's transfer window, I think Rafinha, I think Yuri Tielemans, and I think Jeremy Doku. They're probably the three I would say would be highest up on the list for an immediate bit of transfer business. Yeah. I mean, if I'm to prioritise them, I'd have... If you said to me, Craig, next summer Liverpool are going to sign Rafinha and Yuri Tielemans, and that's it, I'd take it. I'd be more than happy with that. We need a Hendo replacement. Rice just might be... We're not going to sign Declan Rice. I mean, Chelsea tried to sign him and were priced out of it. And Chelsea, will throw around more money than we would. So we won't sign Declan Rice. I don't like the idea of us signing the guy from Leeds, Calvin Phillips. I don't like the idea of us signing him. I don't know if he's... I just don't know about him, to be honest, because Leeds are just a mad team at the minute. So, yeah, do we need another one to come in for Hendo? I mean, look, let's be fair, Jude Bellingham is the player, isn't he? Jude Bellingham is the one. Joshua said, love Bowen or Rafinha. We don't ever need to bring in a lot of players, just one or two. That's true, Killian. And I'm with you on that one. I think we are just one or two away. We seem to always be one or two away, though, don't we? Rice is better than Phillips, 100%. 100% Declan Rice is better, but we're not signing Declan Rice. As I said, Chelsea tried to sign him and Tchouaméni, the guy from Monaco, and couldn't get it over the line. And they were willing to pay, I think, 70 or 80 million quid for Declan Rice. Renato Sanchez as Fabinho backup. I mean, he's doing okay with Lille. He had some injury setbacks, Renato Sanchez. Højbjerg's not good enough, let's be frank. Højbjerg's not good enough. I mean, that move to Spurs, at first, I thought it was a good move. I thought he was doing well there, but he seems to have fallen away a bit. Any Neuhaus links? No, actually, Neuhaus has gone really, really quiet. I'd always been led to believe that his preference was to stay in Germany and to play for Bayern Munich, but it is still quiet. And usually, if there was something in place there, in Germany, they're not shy about letting you know if he's off to Bayern Munich next season. But I will ask, because I do have some friends who work in the media in Germany, so I will ask for an update on Neuhaus. But no, nothing new, mate, for me that I've seen. Haaland is an ideal back for Origi. Well played, mate. Well played. Lampard wanted Rice, wasn't Tuchel. They don't make the decisions. So you're showing your naivety about Chelsea there straight away, mate. They don't make the decisions on who comes into Chelsea. The Chelsea manager isn't Maria Gran... I can't pronounce her name. Marina. She's the one. Her and Roman make the plan, go to the sporting director, and basically tell the coach what players they're getting in there. So, yeah. You find the title disrespectful to Salah? Do you? Oh, Diddums, do you want a fucking hug? Oh, Mo's probably sitting at home there in tears now over the title of an Anfield Agenda stream in which Sky Germany say that as part of his contract negotiations he wants us to bring in a striker. Oh, Diddums, do you want a fucking hug, princess? Jesus Christ, grow up hair. Getting insulted on behalf of somebody by a fucking stream title. Oh my... Mate, honestly, give up. Stop. Don't watch anymore. It's not for you. Christ. Oh, that's a whole new level of snowflakiness now, that is, for me. You know, we're getting insulted on behalf of multi-millionaire footballers now who might look at Anfield Agenda stream title and go, oh, no, my days in Liverpool are over. They don't love me. Grow up, mate. Grow up. Yeah, you might say the same to me, but I'm never going to grow up. I'm a big kid. But, yeah, I mean, Jesus Christ, mate. You start your own channel, though, and just fill it full of Mo Salah propaganda if you want. Like, we love Mo. All of this is to get Mo to sign a new deal. So, if Mo wants a new striker brought in, then get the fucking man a new striker. That's what I say. Give the man whatever he wants. Oh, my God. What else we got? Do I think we'll sign a younger CDM to play behind Fabinho? No, not with Tyler Morton's there. And progressing really well. And look, it's a big gap, of course. Fabinho, Tyler Morton. But obviously Jurgen Klopp highly rates and believes in Tyler Morton. We've seen that. He's made the breakthrough this season. And he hasn't let us down. There'll be a lot of developing still to go. But who better from to learn off than Fabinho? So, yeah, look, we'll see how Tyler Morton progresses. But ultimately, in the 6, we have options. So Hendo can do a job in the 6. Thiago could do a job in the 6. And you know what? I want to give credit to one of you guys who said this to me before. But I think Matip, if needed, could even do a job in the 6. So I don't feel like that's an area of priority for us at the minute. Yeah, I do think we need that bit of a creative spark in midfield, though. Or maybe another Hendo-type midfielder. I could see that all right with Jimmy Milner getting a little bit older, and same with Jordan Henderson. What did Salah actually say about a striker? Right, again, I'll read this out for everybody who hasn't had a chance to see it yet. So, the reports came out of Sky Germany that said, it's been claimed that Mohamed Salah has demanded that Liverpool sign a new forward as part of his contract negotiations. Now, as I said at the time, I don't like the word demanded being used around Mo because he doesn't strike me as that type of person to demand anything. He might say he thinks it would help him, or maybe it would take the eyes off him a little bit and, you know, have another option for defences to think about, because, you know, Mohamed Salah has been double marked out of games a lot. So maybe he's just looking for a little bit of help, in which case, get the man to help. If that's what he wants, get it. You know, everything here should be geared up to getting the most out of our best player, and that is Mohamed Salah. So, yeah, I'm all for it. Right, look, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to leg it. This was only just going to be a quick one, but 8:45 tonight, myself, Chris Stonage and Paddy Murphy, and we're going to be chatting about everything. We're going to be giving you the latest updates on any potential transfer links with Chris, who of course works with LFC Transfer Room as well. Victor, thank you for the super chat. And hey Craig, hope you're always well. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas. Who's getting Haaland? Will it be United or Liverpool? Would you take Milinkovic Savic? Thank you first and foremost, Victor. Merry Christmas and happy holidays to you and your family as well over in Canada, my man. Lots of love. Secondly, I think Haaland ends up at Manchester City. Although I hope he ends up at Real Madrid, because if he's not going to come to Liverpool, I don't want him in the Premier League playing against us. So, yeah, from that one, I think he'll end up at Manchester City. But ultimately, I'd prefer it to be Real Madrid. And would I take Milinkovic Savic? I can't say I've kept an eye on him much. Don't watch much of Lazio. Seen all the hype around him a few seasons ago. He was linked with a Premier League move a few times, but never materialised. So yeah, I'm gonna have to say I haven't just watched enough of him lately. But there was always a lot of hype around Milinkovic Savic. So maybe best to ask somebody else, because I'm not a really big fan of Serie A, in all honesty. But look, I will chat to you guys at 8:45 tonight. Thank you for tuning in. Lots of love to you all as well. And don't forget, tomorrow night we'll be doing the watch along on Twitch. So make sure you get over and give Anfield Agenda a follow.